So anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes at each point, okay? Now, I want you to sit up straight, elongate the spine, drop the shoulders, stick the chest out. Now, this is the proper posture, okay? Now, tuck the chin in, and I want you to feel like there's an invisible thread pulling your head towards the sky. So your spine is being stretched in two different directions at once. This is sitting meditation posture, okay? So I spoke to a dozen people over the weekend and they all said, I don't know how to meditate. I tried it once or twice, it didn't work, so I stopped doing it. And that really bothered me because when you meditate, it's just you and you. So there's no, it didn't work. You were not given proper instructions for meditation. Okay, so posture is number one. Breathing is number two. Visualization is number three. Those are the three requirements for meditation. Now, breathing, we're going to inhale on 4 and we're going to exhale on 8. When you feel comfortable with 4 breaths filling, then you're going to hold 1 second and then you're going to exhale on 8. You're going to hold 2 seconds and then you're going to inhale on 4, hold 1 second, exhale on 8, 2 seconds. So that turns out to be 5 and 10. So if you do 4 complete breaths in 60 minutes, that's going to be your 60 seconds. You don't need a watch, a clock. It's just going to be your heartbeat. Now, naturally, when you start, your heart's going to beat faster, but the more you do this, your heart rate is actually going to slow down. So we're matching the heart to the breath, okay? So we're going to do 4 breaths just to start. So inhale, hold it, and now exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now inhale. Now there's a lot of teachers who count for their students. I do not count for the students. Why? Because we have different lung capacities and I can take 1 breath per minute. Our objective is to take 4 breaths per minute. So it's going to take you 3 to 9 months to get to 2 breaths per minute. And it's going to take you 1 to 3 years to get to 1 breath per minute. Now, our normal breathing, we would prefer 8 breaths per minute. But in the normal course of the day, you're not going to count your breaths, okay? So that's why we practice 10 to 30 minutes of 4 breaths per minute so that hopefully when we're not thinking about it, we're only taking 8 breaths per minute, okay? So I'm not going to count for you. You're going to do your own count. In 4, hold 1, exhale 8, hold 2. Now, I'm smiling, but you should be doing the inner smile. Now, in terms of water, you are supposed to drink between 28 and 32 ounces of water the first 60 minutes that you are awake. So I try to drink 16 ounces as soon as I wake up, and then once I get myself situated, I try to drink another 16 ounces. So I try to get 32 ounces of water in every morning before I do my Qigong, so then I don't have thirst while I'm doing Qigong. So why do we drink water in the morning? Because we dilute the blood and the toxins so that you can excrete the toxins as opposed to holding on to the toxins. Okay, so now we've got an understanding of the breathing. Now the next step is a visualization. So what I want you to do is breathe in and breathe out. And when you breathe out, I want you to push your anal sphincter out. Push it out when you breathe out. Pull it in when you breathe in. Push it out when you breathe out. Pull it in when you breathe in. Push it out when you breathe out. Pull it in when you breathe in. Push it out. Pull it in. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the abdominal muscles. So we're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're going to tighten the abdominals. And we breathe in, we're going to expand the abdominals. Breathe out, tighten the abdominals. Breathe in, expand the abdominals. Breathe out, tighten. Breathe in, expand. Breathe out, tighten. Breathe in, expand. Breathe out, tighten. Breathe in, expand. Now, you have isolated anal sphincter from the abdominals. Now, I want you to burp off the top of your stomach. Now, for some of you who drink beer and seltzer water, that's going to be easy. For others of you, it will be difficult. You have to figure out how to do that. Now, when you burp, the upper abdominal muscles push the air off the top of the stomach, and then you belch, burp, whatever. So there's the upper abdominals, and then when you breathe out, you tighten the lower. So you know what a six-pack is. Some people have an 8-pack. I have a no-pack, but there's muscles underneath the skin and the fat. So what you want to do is to be able to isolate the upper from the lower. Okay? That's what you want to be able to do. So anal sphincter, lower abdominals, upper abdominals. Okay? Now, once we get an understanding or a feel for that, then I want you to close your anal sphincter. So tighten the anal sphincter. And now with the anal sphincter closed, now I want you to breathe in. And now I want you to breathe out, and I want you to close the abdominals. Now, keep the anal sphincter closed, and now you're breathing in and out with a closed anal sphincter. Now, when should you practice this? Every time you pee or poo, I want you to spend 2 minutes practicing opening and closing the anal sphincter, and then closing the anal sphincter, and opening and closing the lower abdominals, okay? This comes with time and practice. Now, I gave you all homework to do the 18 earth circles and to do the 25 macrocosmic orbits. I don't know how many of you actually done the homework, but now we get to practice. So, as as we inhale, so first of all, exhale, push the anal sphincter out, close the anal sphincter, and now inhale. And as you inhale, I want you to feel your shoulders go up. Now, as you inhale and lift the shoulders, then I want you to visualize that there's blood coming up the center of your back. And then at the top, then you're going to lean your head forward and you're going to start to exhale. Now your exhale is going to be nice and slow from here. So you're going to exhale. Okay, stop the music. And when you get here, I want you to relax the anal sphincter. Relax the anal sphincter. And then tuck your chin in. And then I want you to push the anal sphincter out. And then I want you to close the anal sphincter. And then I want you to breathe in, lift the shoulders, visualize the blood coming up. And when it reaches the top, then lean your head forward and now breathe out. Now the anal sphincter is still closed. You're breathing out. Now relax the anal sphincter. Tuck the chin in. Push the anal sphincter out. Close the anal sphincter. Start to breathe in. Lift the shoulders. Breathe out. Head forward. Start to breathe out. Tighten the abdominals. Relax the anal sphincter. Push the anal sphincter out. Pull the anal sphincter in. And then the head slightly goes back. So there's a lot going on. Number one, your anal sphincter is opening and closing. Number two, your head goes back, your shoulders go up, your head goes forward. So you're breathing in as you're imagining the blood coming up. And then, as the head comes slightly forward, you're breathing out, you're tightening, tightening. Then relax the anal sphincter, then push the anal sphincter out, and then close the anal sphincter, head goes back. So this is about as much of the head that moves, and I'm doing it, I'm exaggerating the movement, but it's done very, very subtly. So we have the posture, we have the breathing, and we have the visualization of the circulation of blood from the anal sphincter up to the anal sphincter down. Now, I do understand that for a lot of people this is really uncomfortable because they're not used to any internal muscle control. And again, this took me 3 or 4 months to master this. First you have to grasp the concept, then you have to be able to isolate the anal sphincter, the abdominals, the upper abdominals, breathing out and feeling the intercostal muscles squeezing the chest as you breathe out, tightening, and then pushing out and then pulling back in. So there's a lot going on, and you really have to spend the time. A lot of people are uncomfortable spending time with themselves. A lot of people have anal rectal issues from childhood trauma. I was one of those. I was constipated. I was going to the bathroom every 3 to 5 days. And I was 12 years old when my grandmother found out about it. and she gave me an enema, and I was severely traumatized because at 12 years old you're starting puberty and there's a lot of embarrassment, and then your grandmother is sticking something up your butt. Whoa, I was not ready for that. I was so mad at my parents for years.
Okay, on that note, for any of our YouTube friends who'd like an invitation to the Blue Dragon tribe to get more information on Qigong and internal exercises, text 66866 and message us the word Blue Dragon, that's one word.